What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XCN OnyxCoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Thank you all for being here, okay? We are at about 1.119 cents. That is a drastic difference from yesterday's price. No, we're at the exact same. Have we just moved sideways the whole time that I was asleep, man? Let's look. Let's see here. We just basically moved sideways, right? Up a little, down a little. So we did move up, and that was kind of in the expectation, right? But ideally, we would move up more. That's kind of what we're looking for. We do. You know what's different here? Okay. 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 How many days do? How many hours do we have left in this day? Enough. I wonder. I'm really curious if we do actually break out of this like little downward sloping trend here relative to what we're doing here. I wonder if we do move higher because oversold. Let's just start back here. Oversold here, but you bounced off the oversold zone. What did you get? You got a lower low. Oversold zone here, or no, oversold zone here. I'm sorry, you actually bounced off the oversold zone right there. My bad. That's more appropriate. You got a lower low. What'd you do? You moved up. Not the oversold zone here, but actually right to the oversold zone here. And what did you do? You found a lower low. But this time you're at the oversold zone. You're right there at the oversold zone, right? A little bit lower, a little bit lower. Maybe you're in line with this a little bit. It's a little bit lower than that one though, to be fair. It's closer to the oversold zone. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching here, but I'm just trying to say we hit that oversold bounce area, but this time we actually have a higher low. Where the last couple times we've formed lower lows. Does that make sense? Maybe it's comparable to this here. Maybe it is comparable to this, but I don't know if it is. I'm curious. Different behavior begets different results is what I'm trying to say here, and this could indicate that we are going to move up higher. If we do move up higher, that'd be great, right? We want this week to close above basically where we are now. Just even if it closes right here, this is actually probably fine. But if it closes up a little bit higher, that'd be better, right? And it's not detrimental if we close lower. It's okay. It's okay. Don't crap your pants. I'm very pleased with the minimal amounts of pants crapping that I see in the comments. I'm very pleased with that. Me too, man. I'm not crapping my pants at all. But here, if we I was like, what the hell? What's the difference here? It almost looks like the same number, but it's a little bit higher, right? 1177, not 1117. We could find resistance right at this prior area of support, kind of a prior area of resistance here, right? Something in this area, maybe 1172, something like that. That might be what we're in for. I want to look at the 15-minute time frame. Let's see. We're not getting a lot of volume. We didn't get a lot of volume to the downside, but that is more volume, I think, than either of those two candles, right? On the green side, yeah, that was more volume. Still not a lot of volume, but let's just run with this idea here. Let's see. 15-minute RSI looking more bullish than bearish at the moment. Yes, it is. Does that mean you're going to go up? The 15 minutes very insignificant. So, I mean, maybe you do for like 10 minutes, but then who knows? Golden ratio bounce, 382 rejection, and you're below the 0.5. Let's see. If in the next 8 minutes, 57 seconds, probably by the time I'm done with this video, you guys will know if this is closing above its 0.5 at 0.0118, if we close above there, then yeah, we probably do move up. But if we close here, I would think then the odds shift to the downside. They probably do shift to the downside, and that's fine. Just because we go to the downside doesn't mean that we have to like go down here and close the day down here. We can still bounce back up, right? I mean, that's kind of been the name of the game this whole time, right? That's not too hard to concoct. That's a pretty obvious decision there. But what's less obvious is what we're going to do here. Man, I wish I made this video 8 minutes later. I'm almost tempted to stop the video now and make other videos just to see this 15-minute resolve itself. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to because I'm lazy. Finding resistance at the 0.5 or at the 50 area, not necessarily a good thing. But hey, you did it here and you continued to grow, right? You found support here and you continued to decay. You found resistance here and you continued to grow. So maybe on the 15 minutes got a little bit different rules. Overbought, not getting oversold is a good thing for support. That is a good thing. But if you reject the 50 and continue to go lower, it's hard to say. So I'm going to stop spinning my wheels and just talking about this right here without knowing. I think it's important to before I actually like really make a decision to wait and see how this goes. But I'm under the impression that we are going to move up. I am under the impression that we're going to move up and probably to that 1172 area, which is nice, right? And that's not crazy good, right? Why am I getting excited about this little tiny move that doesn't matter at all? That's mainly because what I want to see is what I've been saying for the past 3 days, what I've been not concerned about, but hoping to avoid concern over, is that we close above this yellow line. And I will say, being here, closing just below it like this, that's not a problem. That doesn't count, right? If we close like at the base of this wick, if we close there, okay, that would be a little bit of a concerning look, a little bit, but still not even anything like drastic to get concerned over. I would be looking to buy more still, especially if that next week can come back up and close above, right? What we're looking for is not to get 2 weeks in a row that close below this 382. 1 week is scary enough, but 2 weeks can be rather bad, and suggest that we are going to the 0.5 or the 618, right? That's why we want to avoid this. So that's why it's a very, they call it technical analysis for a reason, you guys. It is a very technical game here. It's a game of inches. 0.0112. If we can close above that today, because this is the end of the week right now. We're on Sunday, 7 hours, 51 minutes left. The day is that long as well. So if we can close above there, or at least here or around here, that's fine. And what do I mean by around here? I literally mean like this low, right? If we go down here, sure, we're still in this area around here, but that's to me, that's a more convincing break to the low. Watch the OnyxCoin XCN market makers watching my video here. They're like, we're going to play with everybody. We're going to drop the price down at the end of the day. If you see a sudden drop, you know that was a intentional effort there at the end of the day, like the last 10 minutes, last 15 minutes, the last hour, something like that. But even then, it's still possible. Let's just revisit this real quick. Man, the morning times are bad for my throat, you guys. I don't know why. I really don't know why, actually. But oh wait, what time? What day is it? Okay, no. Okay. I have an appointment to get this all figured out. Shout out to to Michelle, the nurse that gave me some tips and advice on what might be going on with me. I'm getting it checked out on Wednesday here. We're gonna see, because the doctors told me I had asthma, and I always thought, I'm getting a little personal here, but I always thought that was BS. I'm like, how do I have asthma? They told me I had asthma, you guys. I was the most out of shape I've ever been in my life, and I went on a 6 mile hike with my wife, and I had my daughter in a backpack on me, right? So I had like an extra 40 pounds, plus we had food and water. So I had like an extra 40 pounds, and we went on a 6 mile hike. I was wearing flip flops up in the mountains. It was not a flat hike. I was not out of breath. I did not feel like I was dying. I did not need an inhaler. And this was the day before I got diagnosed with asthma. And I'm like, how the hell? And I know asthma, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should have asthma, but like I don't, to my knowledge, I'm like, how the hell did I have asthma? But it never felt right. It never seemed right. You know, asthma medication seems to help this, but it doesn't, it's not, I've always kind of had my doubts, and I'm going to get it checked out. We're going to see. I might not be clearing my throat out for too much longer. We'll see. I'm kind of optimistic, but you know, if not, if I do have asthma, then I just gotta accept it. I just gotta accept that I have a chronic illness. But I've kind of not accepted it, so we'll see. Anyways, if you are someone like me that has hold on, I'm gonna ignore this, or maybe just mute it, because if I don't think that it's, let's just see if it's a scam. Hold on, guys. Hello, scams are us.
Hello.
Yep.
Thank you for being in.
Yeah, that was a scam. Yep. What are they called? They're called starts with a T. What are the hairs that filter inside your nose called? Like, starts with a T, I'm pretty sure. Not yeah, cilia, but it's like yeah. But what is it, man? What is it? You guys are getting an education in anatomy here. Yeah. No, what is the organ in your nose that filters the air you breathe? Cilia. Yeah, cilia. Starts with a T. Let's ask Grok. What? Oh, come on, Grok. You guys are getting an education with me. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm wasting your time. You know what? I'm gonna do this on my own time, but it's something. It starts with a T. I forget what it's called, but I'm getting it taken care of. This is too much time, so I'm not gonna waste anybody's time anymore. Yeah, we're probably ideally over the coming hour. Oh, hey, you know what? Wasting that time actually made us pretty damn close to this 15-minute time frame. To be completely fair, but that's not really relevant. You guys will know by the time you watch this. It looks like we're going to get that closed down. So maybe what we do then is we do continue to move down over the coming hours, and that's fine if we do. There's still a possibility that we can come up by the end of the day. I mean, that's kind of what we do anyways, right? If we move down at this pace, we see a lower low, something like that, and then by the end of the day we come back up and something like that, right? The end of the day is all the way over here. Am I just drawing what I want to see? Maybe, you know, let's draw it out like this, and then maybe like this. I feel like that's pretty fair, because that's basically what we've been doing. So it wouldn't be crazy at all if we went lower, maybe scare some people, and then we come back up when we close above here just by the end of the day. I could see that happening, right? A lower high in this trend of lower highs, something like that. Time will tell. Inevitably, guys, you know where we're going. We're going to go to the upside. We're going to go to the prices that are around like 20 to 30 cents, probably by the end of May, if not sometime in June. I love it that some people have a problem with me pushing time frames back. I don't get it. It's like, look, man, if we were expecting it to pump here, but it didn't pump, and we're still expecting the same prices here, we can't go back in time. It's gonna be pushed. It's gonna be pushed to a later date. That's just logical, right? It's very sensible. But some people have a problem with that for whatever reason. It should be very obvious as to why the time frame. I'm not going to stick to the time frame of being at the end of May, end of April, and it was at one point at the end of February, right? We're not going to stick to our time frames if the data changes. That's why we do this every day, because the data changes every single day. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hopefully today we do close above this. Hopefully by the next video that I make, we can celebrate a little small victory. If not, we'll go from there, and I'll tell you guys what I think. Okay, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'm sorry if I wasted anybody's time with my own personal shenanigans, but if you're still here, let's keep doing the shenanigans. What is the organ called in your nose that filters the air you breathe? Because I know that there are some people that have asthma that most people that have asthma don't have to clear their throats like I do, right? It's like 10% or 20% of people that have asthma have this, and I have a theory that the people that do this, they might not actually have asthma. They might be like what Nurse Michelle was telling me here, and I can't remember what it's called. Um, it starts with the letter T, not cilia. Turbinates, whatever that is. Yes, that's the word. That's the word. Get your turbinates checked out. Go to a an ENT, I think is what it's called. ENT or a what what specialist would I see to check on my turbinates? I don't know what it is. If you're Spanish, turbinates, I think is how it be pronounced. ENT. It is ENT. Yeah. ENT. Yep. That's what I'm doing on Wednesday. I'm getting an appointment set up with an ENT, guys. Hopefully, no more throat clearing in the coming weeks or months, but we'll see. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here and dealing with my shenanigans. Okay, bye bye.